Hello interwebs, welcome to Adamant IT. This is one of my uncommon talky videos, and to my subscribers, don't worry, I'm working on an actual repair video. It'll probably be out at the weekend. I just don't have anything ready for today, but I did want to make this video. So as per my clickbaity title, I want to talk to you about the YouTube notification bell. Now firstly, don't panic, I'm not here to tell you to ring that bell, notification squad. I'm actually here to say that I don't want you to ring that bell. I'm not interested in the bell. The bell can do one. Here's why. So, here's the issue. So firstly, let's talk about why the bell is a thing. Let's just quickly summarize how we ended up here in the first place. So on any social media platform, and if we take YouTube as an example, you have the subscriber count. So that is subscribers, watchers, followers, likes. If you're on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. That big central number of people following your content. So we'll call it subscribers because we're on YouTube right now. So obviously the subscriber count is a generalized metric for how large your channel is. And it's not the be all or end all. However, it's a very generalized estimate. And as your channel's subscription number grows, that generally implies that your views, your audience, and all the rest of it has grown in accordance to it, or at least at a ratio of it. Now, it's very important not to get hung up on this number because the subscriber number can be very inflated or underinflated. For example, I've seen channels that have got a couple of hundred subscribers, but because their content is lit, you know, there's lots of people who are interested in that right now or interested in their hot takes. You know, they could have a couple of hundred subscribers, but they're getting like, several hundred views on each of their videos. And that's obviously an extremely, that's a very hot on fire channel that is going to grow at a very high speed. And then conversely, at the other end of the scale, you can have someone who has a dead subscriber base, where they could have 100,000 subscribers, but only a couple of hundred views per video. And that would be very unhealthy because they've got this, fairly large subscriber count of 100,000, but they're not actually getting any views, which means all those subscribers are not actually watching their content and are thus worthless. And I'm not saying worthless in a sense of subscribers are just robots. Obviously, every one of my subscribers is a person who's opted to want to see my content. But if I have a subscriber who is not actually watching my content, they're not contributing to the channel. And because if they're not watching my content is just cluttering up their feed. If they're not interested in my content, I don't want them to be subscribed to me. Not because they're wasting my time, but because I want you to only be subscribing to stuff that's actually interesting to you. Otherwise, everything is just background noise. It's a fridge buzzing in the background. So that is the health of a subscriber base. Now, because people learned that, all of us content creators, we wanted that number to be big. We wanted our subscriber count to be big. They were programmed to always leave that subscription as a way of saying thank you for some interesting content. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm deeply thankful for the people who watch my content. And now and then I get a comment from someone saying, oh, thanks for the video, dropped you a subscribe. Now, if that person is actually coming back to watch my content all the time, then that's brilliant. That's a job well done for me. However, if they're dropping that subscribe just because they think that I want my number to be slightly bigger, but they're never actually going to come back and watch my content again because that video satisfied what they needed, then that subscribe was no use to me whatsoever and is just making my number falsely inflated, which, as I talked about, means that it's just harder for me to gauge the health and the growth of my channel. And the issue is that so many people did this now that the average person has got, umpteen hundred subscriptions on YouTube, and most of them they're not interested in and don't actually care about and probably have forgotten what actually are. I've probably got some subscriptions on my subscriber list where I would look at the channel name and be like, I can't remember what this channel is or who they are or what they do. I'm going to have a couple. Everyone has. So YouTube's solution to this was to bring in the algorithm. So the idea is that YouTube would study what you actually watch on YouTube, and it would automatically curate a algorithmically generated subscriber page of stuff it thinks you're interested in. Now, there's pros and cons to this. One of the advantages of this is it means that it can serve you content that you may not have discovered, like older content from your subscriptions that you may not have watched, because not everyone digs through the history of a channel they've just found. And in addition to that, they can serve you content that you're not actually subscribed to, but is very close to what you're watching, to help with discovery. And discovery is a very good thing because it can broaden your horizon, and also it helps promote up and coming people who need to get in front of people other than the choir, if you see what I mean. So there were pros and cons to the algorithm, but the bad news is that, as we know, the algorithm will often filter out stuff because now and then it just gets it wrong. Or it might be that there's a channel that only updates once in a blue moon and gets buried by the algorithm just because it takes them 6 months to make a video, because their videos are just that kind of quality, So the algorithm is problematic. So the next thing that happened was, instead of actually going, this isn't working, YouTube's next solution was to implement the bell. And that was basically a way of saying, I subscribe to a channel, and then saying, no, really, I want to subscribe to this channel. Because the bell notification is basically saying that you actually want to see that channel's content, which is what the subscribe button is supposed to be. So you hit the bell, and the notifications will go out most of the time, or they go out in waves, because YouTube does have to issue so many notifications every minute of every day that the bandwidth is just so high. And that's why the bell itself is intermittent, because it has so much work to do. So even the bell is not a good solution, and all we end up with is a load of YouTubers who are all just saying, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, and it's just annoying. It's just annoying, and it makes people hate that game of having to do the notification squad game. It's frustrating. So what am I posing as a solution? What I want to say to you guys is, I'm not saying absolutely subscribe to the channels you like. The subscribe button is still really important, but forget the notification bell. And what I want you to do instead is I want you to go to your bookmark for YouTube, and I want you to change it to the subscriptions page. Because the subscriptions page, this is not controlled by the algorithm. This is everything you're subscribed to in chronological order. So here's my personal subscriptions, and as you can see, here are all the videos that have been released from the people I follow in the past 24 hours. So it means that once a day, or more often than not twice a day for me, I open up my YouTube subscription page, and I can go through those videos and watch the ones that I'm interested in. And if I've got a channel on that list who I'm always skipping past, I'll remove them. I'll unsubscribe. Not because I don't like them or they've done something wrong, but I'm obviously not interested enough in their content to be watching their videos. So instead of being a false inflation of their subscriber number, I will unsubscribe, because if I'm not watching their content, I'm of no use to them as a subscriber. So change your YouTube bookmark to the subscriptions page and try using that all the time instead. And you will find that you will see everyone you subscribe to. I've never rung the bell on anyone, and I see every video from everyone I'm subscribed to, because it's all right there on the subscriptions page. Forget the algorithm. Don't play the algorithm game. Same goes for Twitter. On the new Twitter, where you've got that stupid Twitter home with the here's the best of Twitter first, forget that. You click on the little starry bit in the top right, you say see latest tweets first. And if there are too many tweets, then unfollow some people. Instead of getting overwhelmed with the amount of content you've signed up for and just not seeing half of it, unfollow the people who you're not actually interested in. And if you're watching this video and you're like, I never actually watch Adamant IT's videos, then unsubscribe from me. And I'm not saying that in a spiteful manner. I'm not saying get out of here. I'm saying if my content is not interesting enough for you to watch, then don't have me cluttering up your feed. I want you to be able to manage your own social media feed, That's more important to me than my subscriber number. Because if we do that, we won't need these algorithms anymore. One of the main reasons why I left Facebook is because Facebook did not give me a decent means to manage my own content. No matter how many times I clicked show latest stories first instead of, the algorithm thing, it would always be switching back every time. And it got to the point where I'm just like, I cannot manage my Facebook feed manually anymore, which means I'm not sure if I'm seeing everyone or not. I'm done with this. If a platform does not allow me to manually manage my content feed, that platform is not fit for purpose and I will leave it. And if Twitter get rid of the see latest tweets first, I will drop them overnight. If YouTube start trying to do the algorithm bollocks on my subscriptions page, then I will stop watching YouTube. Or, well, no. Actually, what I'll do is I'll bookmark all the people's channel by hand. And I'll have a list of bookmarks to people's channels. And I'll have to check them manually. But I'll stop using the subscriptions page. You get my point. Manage your own content. That's what I want you to do. Subscribe to me if you want. If you like my content, if you watch my videos on a regular or even on a semi-regular basis, even if you only watch 1 in 5 of my videos, hit the subscribe button, but don't ring my bell. Don't join my notification squad. I don't have a notification squad. If there is anyone who's watching this that did ring my bell, okay, thanks, I guess, but I'd rather you use the subscriptions page. I want you to be in control of your own content, and then we won't have this problem in the first place. I've seen videos today of people going, oh, my 3,000 subscribers are actually 450 because only 450 of them rung the bell. You're doing it wrong. Stop teaching people to play this algorithm game and teach them how to manage their own content. I hope that was interesting. I hope it wasn't rambling. I hope I didn't forget anything. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye for now.